Ladies and gentlemen, for the 803rd time, it is the Mason and Friends show featuring Big Mike, aka Big Whoopi.
Yeah.
As well as that dude called Jew, aka the guy that can't let the show get introed without yelling at Mike.
What's up, bitches?
As well as Lisa, aka Jubu.
Hi y'all, it's been a minute.
Welcome aboard. I am Mason. Welcome to the Mason and Friends show.
Yeah, what's happening, y'all? What's good out there today? So you didn't appreciate what I posted you?
What did you do, Mike? What are you getting yelled at in the intro of the show?
On my Instagram post at JAY_Rod_Statham, I got a post of some shit I found on the internet last night. It's got a picture of Dwayne Wade. It's not Dwayne Wade. It's what the fuck is that dude's name?
I don't know who that dude is.
Dwayne Martin, the actor Dwayne Martin. Oh, remember that meme was going around with the big bald head dude with the big dick?
I'm aware of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got his face on that big ass, big dick motherfucker.
I saw you had the big dick dude with Will Smith in front of him.
Yeah.
But I don't
That's
understand.
what I just saw.
Oh, so you don't know what happened?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Apparently, Will's one of his best friends that was his assistant got on some podcast and told the host that he walked into a room and saw Dwayne Martin fucking Will Smith. Not only was he fucking him, he was fucking him like hard, like intensely. Had Will Smith bent over a couch.
This was real?
He was Pulp Fiction.
Matter of fact,
Fiction fucking
Mason, look him up, man. He looked that joint up, Mason. You can hear the interview because he says it. He's like, yeah, I walked in and he's just drilling him, like punishing him, just punishing him. He says it like 4 or 5 times, like he is in that ass, like punishing him. So Jada came. Look, it's a whole lot of shit that's been going on in the entertainment world. Apparently, you know the world's already upside down as is. You got fucking Cassie.
They picking on Will Smith a lot, man. Were they trying to do Bad Boys 4 or some shit like that?
It might be the Illuminati fucking with. He might have pissed somebody off in Hollywood, and that's why they fucking with him.
Oh, I just found it.
It was Chris Rock.
What the fuck?
Ain't something wrong with that.
It's not me. It's the algorithm.
Who the fuck posted it?
You had a lot of offensive shit on here, honestly. I don't go to your page often.
Everything.
Holy
Everything.
shit. Clean pussy matters.
It does. It really fucking does. Clean pussy man. Listen,
So
women.
you're not gonna fuck dirty pussy if you already there?
Fuck no, man. She got spritz off. Like, clean that motherfucker off. Wash that monkey for me. Because my dick gonna come clean. I'm bringing clean dick to the party. I would hope that you had the same respect for me and had that puss clean for me.
First of all, it doesn't even have to do with clean or dirty for either men or women. Sometimes it has to do with certain levels of metals that are in your system. That are
I get that. What I'm saying is, if you ain't washed your ass in 3 days, go wash your ass. That's what I'm saying. That's what clean pussy man.
You can't be on that level now. That ain't right.
That's what I'm saying.
that's
Wash your ass. As long as your ass is clean, I'm good to go. Like, if you got up that morning, took a shower, and that night I come over, I can still get in that because it's clean pussy. You cleaned it that morning.
Freshly cleaned.
If it's freshly cleaned, it's all day. I'm getting real
Freshly
nasty
cleaned
with
is
it.
ideal, but
Sloppy
not
face, everything. It's just getting
not
sloppy.
rank is the real. Is really the issue. It's like, am I gonna smell that on my fingers later and be like, "Bleh, what did I do?"
Now, there are some, like she said, women have some issues that they can't help.
It's not just women, it's men.
Human beings have smelly
It's
issues.
not women, it's dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all over. Everybody got problems.
Dudes' nut can stink
Come
up,
out from
stink
yeah.
up a vagina.
Especially if he ain't clean the shit right. He can have dick cheese up
No,
in
it's
that
not
shit.
even that. It's alkaline levels, pH imbalance.
pH balance like pool water shit. You know?
Yeah.
And there are certain situations in which your nut could affect a woman differently than the last woman.
Oh,
did
yeah.
Because of your just
Well,
incompatible
Yeah,
pH
body
balances.
chemistries.
Yeah, exactly. I get that, but still.
We should start a physical compatibility company where a woman sends a vaginal swab and a man sends a sperm sample,
And see what the smell is?
we tell them if they're compatible with each other. Like,
Oh, get the strip on the head. Y'all's pH balance. Y'all in the neutral.
yeah, if y'all fuck,
be
you're
good.
balanced real nice to have the JJ getting bust off and not have like an adverse effect.
Dip the strip in that motherfucker like, all right, whoa, yo, y'all at a 14, y'all
Yeah, if
acidic.
we can figure
Y'all acidic. Y'all toxic, y'all ain't gonna work. Yeah.
Lop is
If it
out.
turns orange, baby.
But we're going to strip club next weekend.
Not like,
Yeah, next weekend.
What's next week?
okay, like after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Oh,
Friday.
yeah. There
Black
you are.
Friday.
I can't go. Yeah.
Lop's out, but me, Jimmy's old lady, Lisa.
Okay,
I think
You should come, Mason.
I think I should.
one other cat.
For moral
I think.
support.
Okay, yeah, I
We'll go
got
to
you.
Charlestown first, and then mosey on over to the strippers.
Mosey. We gonna mosey over to them strippers.
We gonna mosey.
Yep.
I'll get back on them tables. Well, I wanna know, man. What I try to do 66 math every day going down the road, and no,
Oh, with the pricing?
traffic, not
traffic.
pricing, just traffic.
Shit. Yeah.
When you come home from 2 to 4, the whole world's coming home.
Uh-huh.
When you go to work from 2 to 6,
Uh-huh.
there ain't much of not a motherfuckers on the road.
Nope.
There definitely ain't nobody on the road 2 to 4.
Look, I gotta give a shout out to the early morning motherfuckers. Those motherfuckers that leave before 6 o'clock, yo, they my drivers, cause they be getting it
Oh,
hard.
they be scooting. Yeah, like this week,
The
I've been.
motherfuckers
This
that.
dude.
Oh yeah, the motherfuckers that leave after 6 though. Oh
They
fuck
bullshit,
all of y'all.
yeah.
They bullshit. Man, fuck every last one of y'all.
Nah, we've been, like I said, I've been starting at 4 in DC. So,
Yeah, dude.
my ass
I
been
get to
leaving.
work at 8, dog. I'm leaving at 7:30, son. I ain't sweating it.
I've been leaving here like 3 o'clock, driving down the road.
Yeah,
And
ain't nothing.
66 ain't shit.
Getting
you know what I
it.
mean? Just moving, bro.
Fucking smooth as shit.
Even 29, like there ain't
Hitting
a
all
fucking.
the
I don't
lights.
even see a car usually till I get to Gainesville.
Yep.
If I do, it's the police, and I'm like, fuck, here we go. But I fuck with it, but it does suck getting up that goddamn early.
Yeah.
Goddamn right it does, dude.
I
That
get
shit
up at
looks
4 every morning.
Shit sounds miserable to me. I've done it once or twice in my life.
I'm about done with that though,
Not any kind of regular.
for now.
What does that mean? You're not going to be doing that kind of work no more?
Not at 4, getting up and doing that 4 shift. Now I'm just gonna be back to my regular 6 o'clock shift. I guess the little Jew march went good. I
Bruh.
ain't really see anybody die. And
That shit fucked DC up so fucking
yeah,
bad.
DC was
huge,
done. I got
DC.
my job got shut
it's
down. My
390
job got
or
shut
290 or
down.
something.
Not for the insurrection.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
think
working
so.
for that. But when the Jews
saw
come
something
over,
said
they
that.
shut the job
290.
down.
Man, they shut all of DC down because I thought, because I had a job, I had 2 jobs out there. I was like, I'm gonna get up this motherfucker early as shit, knock these motherfuckers out and get
Nah,
out of
these
here before they
motherfuckers
close
there
it down.
7, 8 o'clock.
They had already closed shit down. By the time I got in DC, they closed. I got into DC at fucking 7:15.
Yeah, because they were talking about 10. They said the event
They
started
said
at 1, but
and they're gonna
like
start closing
the
at
shit
10.
started at 10.
They was gonna let people in at 10.
290, like when I was reading about it,
But
it
there was
said
people
40
everywhere.
to 60,000
Yeah.
participants expected. It was legit 290,000 motherfuckers out there.
In DC?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went up there anyways. I went to work. I went to Haynes Point.
Yeah, I seen
I
you
went fishing and
That is
shit,
a lot of
which
support
is damn near
for
right there. And when
Israel.
I went, there was one of them roads. I think I went Constitution, made a right down that first one, which I think was 23rd.
That's the only one you
and
could
then
because
came
they
up
shut
by
everything else
and then
down.
came over there by Lincoln and did a little circle jump. And
Uh-huh.
came over there by the other way.
Yep.
And there was one intersection that motherfuckers was just coming. And I'm like, well, I get up to that motherfucker. I'm gonna let maybe about 40 of y'all fucking G-fucks go in, and then I ain't waiting. I ain't sitting here forever, bro. Like, fuck y'all. Like, I'm driving. Y'all walking, but I'm driving. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gonna protest later. I don't even know what they're going up there to complain about anyways. Like, what's that gonna fucking do? You know what I mean? Like, everyone's gonna be like, all right, we got to stop.
I think what they're
G-fucks over
complaining
there in
about
DC
is...
complaining.
I think they're complaining because they feel that they're being persecuted on a grand scale. But everybody involved.
Well, ain't it the Jews picking on the Palestinians or whoever the fuck they are?
They're retaliating for a massive terrorist attack on their soil.
They want them to release the prisoners.
Well, what needs to happen is the hostages need to get released, and everybody needs to stop shooting at each other.
Did Israel start or the other motherfuckers
Dude, this has been going on for
It's been
thousands
going
of
on
years.
forever, but the recent shit.
The most recent start,
who-
it's always gets started by Hamas doing something.
Always.
Well,
That's what happens.
But if you
Then they
want-
overreact.
Well, I mean,
Or intensely react, depending on how you look at it. And a lot of the people that have been going and protesting have been like on the side of Palestine, saying that they have been occupied and absorbed and being oppressed and all that.
yeah, they're barbed wired into a section that they're basically being allowed to claim, and it's like
Yeah, it's not good.
It keeps like every couple of years they move it 3 feet back. Like it's like
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
They're fenced in. They're
yeah.
not allowed to go into Israel.
And then
Well,
it's like, I wonder why these terrorist groups spring up. And
But ain't they the
you
same?
know,
Ain't they
That's
the
the
same
thing,
people
it's-
technically?
it's
Don't
bad
they?
on
Don't
both
they?
sides.
It is.
Have the same God in the
No,
same beliefs
no,
or no?
no. So-
Totally
they're
different.
one's Muslim, one's Jewish.
Yeah.
Oh, they're Muslim fucks.
Yeah.
It's
So,
Islamic.
and then the Egyptians won't let them in either.
Well,
so,
they both don't eat pork then, right? Jews eat pork? I don't think Jews eat pork.
I mean, I think the cool ones
They
do.
got that going.
Stupid.
Don't eat
I
swine.
don't trust anybody that don't eat
I'll
bacon.
send him these fucking text messages, like ranting and raving about this shit, and I'll be like, "This is when it began," and blah 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 blah. And
He's not gonna read.
He's up here acting like we've never had this conversation about how this entire war started. It's been going on for hundreds of
He
years.
forgot it.
I
And he's
forgot
like-
all that shit, girl.
forgot all that.
Either
How many
doesn't
years ago that was,
retain.
man?
He doesn't retain because he
It was
doesn't
like
care.
Fucking 5 days ago,
He
baby.
can't. Yeah, look, his
I
ability to
don't think you read
retain.
my text.
I do, but
He does.
You do.
But
They
listen,
don't-
hold on.
they don't,
Hold on. I'm helping you. Wait a minute.
they don't-
I
what's that
got you.
shit called?
I got you. Hold on.
Retain.
Yeah, they don't retain up in that
He
bitch.
reads it. It's just not saved. Like it goes in there. He reads it. He scans it, and then it's gone.
Yeah, that memory bank, that mesothelioma and the wax, man, got rid of all that memory shit.
Mesothelioma and weed wax.
weed wax.
I'm sure, yeah, I was about to
Just-
say, it's nothing to do with all the weed
They got
stuff.
that, yeah, they come together as one, and they fuck up
They
my memory.
form like the Captain Planet, and they
It's like-
ruin the Jews'
It's
fucking
like
memory.
pre-dementia, almost like, or amnesia.
You
one
do
of them.
remember most stuff, though. Like
That's what I'm
important,
screaming.
important things.
There's got to
But,
be like a key word, you know. There's got to be
my opinions
a
on
highlighted
international
word.
relations, I feel like you kind of just
When it
skim
comes,
that.
well, see, because
All things intellectually heavy duty, he skips.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No, stop, y'all.
he has.
I'm not
his-
trying to give him shit. I'm just trying to
Look.
give you a reality-based
he has
assessment
his-
of the situation.
He has his opinions, but as far as knowing what the fuck's going on, like
Oh,
he
shit,
ain't paying no
look,
mind to none of that shit.
He said it before on here. If it didn't happen in the yard or on the way to work, he doesn't know
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm
That-
screaming, because TV don't work no more, so fuck.
Plus, even when it did, he didn't pay no mind to it. Like this man lives in his own world, and he
But
finds out shit on the
I will
fly.
give him credit though. He will remember some shit. Like I'll say something about like childhood trauma. or
Oh,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
He'll
because that's
remember that
important.
shit. He'll be like,
Oh yeah,
"Did
that's the
that just
time he done
trigger
fell
you?"
off the fence. I'm
Yeah.
sorry
The
about
shit that's
that.
going on
Yeah,
in the
like
world.
he'll remember
Yeah.
the important.
I didn't
things.
mean to remind you of the time.
Because
But,
see,
you
look,
know what I mean? But I can't remember who started this in Israel to
but see, the
Palestine.
reason he remembers that because that's something that can eventually affect how he's gonna feel.
Yeah, that
or
might affect
do.
my life.
Exactly.
Them fuckers over there doing all that
That
dumb
shit over there
shit.
ain't fucking with him, so he
They
ain't worried
fucking
about
man,
it.
what they gonna come over
That-
here?
that
I'm gonna
makes
shoot them.
sense.
They
Mike,
are
that
though,
makes
Jew.
sense.
That's the thing. Everything is fucking with everything
I know,
right
we're just
now.
gonna go to war or whatever then.
Nah,
man.
like the world's so fucking international right now. We're full of amount of people in this country that are marching in the streets in support of Palestine that are like buck wilding, man. People are buck wilding out there, dog. Did you see the people outside? Like there were pro-Palestinian marchers outside the Democratic National Convention the
didn't
other
see
day
that.
in D.C. rioting at like 4 o'clock in the morning, ready to fucking go buck wild on these people that were like literally like senators working there, and people were complaining about it being more violent than January 6th. Oh, like everything is so stupid right now because nobody wants to have a real conversation about what the problem is. They all just want to fight,
here's the thing.
take sides, and not claim that the real problem is that humanity's being really fucking stupid. And nobody's actually trying to save us as a species. They're all just trying to be
Well-
right and kill whoever the fuck they disagree with.
I don't think it's so much that. I think that they just want credibility in terms of their own suffering. Like you can't have 290,000 people fucking show up in DC and be like pro-Israel and like not expect Palestinians, I have a good friend who's fucking Palestinian, right? And like we had a whole conversation on Facebook the other day about this shit, and she was telling me, she was like, I feel bad because I completely understand like where everybody's coming from to be pro-Israel and all this stuff, but what y'all aren't realizing is like we don't want fucking a terrorist group running our country. We don't want, you know, like we've been victims for years and years and years and years.
But therein,
in the same way.
But therein lies the big issue.
Trying to support what they're both fucking wrong.
Right, but Israel would claim that they are trying to destroy Hamas, who is the terrorist group that's in charge of Palestine. And Hamas has essentially been elected in, as I understand it.
So where is our aid for the Palestinians to overthrow a fucking terrorist group?
Well, like, amen to that.
We all want to cry about like helping Afghanistan's, Afghanistan
or Ukraine. Like, well, we shouldn't have been involved. We shouldn't have been involved in any of this shit.
Yeah, you know we're bombing over there.
But the issue is we are.
We don't need nothing over there. That's what it boils down to.
We don't
need none of their shit.
We need oil.
But see, we're bombing in Syria right now. You know that, right?
Right, yes. We're bombing in Syria and Iraq.
Like, we're back over there now again.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but we ain't never went nowhere.
Well, I've been telling you for months that Biden's a warmonger. He's going to start as much fucking war as he can possibly start.
It's all money.
He's under the control. Like he just signed some thing to not do fossil fuels anymore with China. Like, suck my dick.
Did you see him like talk about how the leader of China? He's like, oh yeah, he's a dictator.
Yeah, he's a dictator. Come on, man. And you see Blinken looking like he's gonna fucking weep. He's like Anthony Blinken sitting there like, oh my God, he just called him a dictator.
Yeah, and then he's like,
he just reinforced
it. A bad guy. Like, it's just a different ideology. I'm sorry, Biden.
Come on, man.
What the fuck did you just say?
Come on, man. He's a dictator, and I can't learn how to be the best dictator I can be unless I pay attention to what Xi Jinping's doing over there in China, because we're working our way deeper and deeper into an authoritarian dictatorship while we let everybody die. Let's send. Oh, come on, man. We're gonna send some money to Ukraine. They need money to help fight the Russians, because that makes a lot of sense, right?
Got warehouses blowing up all of a sudden, chemical warehouses, more of them going up in flames and shit.
Well, and everything's
crazy.
Everything's going crazy at home. Everything's out of control here at home. Like they're seriously like both sides marching in mass droves. There's people freaking the fuck out about so much shit. Everybody's got their own little pet peeve causes.
Here's the other thing though. A lot of people don't even know what they're mad about.
Exactly.
That's the thing. A lot of people have no idea why they are mad or what they should be mad for. They just like, all right, this is the side I need to be on, apparently.
Well, that's so true, because people are like, Palestine existed before 1947, and I'm like, yeah, but what about like the mid-teens when it was all the Ottoman Empire? Like, what about like the British taking over all of that era between then to then? Like, there's so much other shit that's gone on in history. How much further back can we go? I mean, like...
But again,
people be like, Israel doesn't exist. Why is there a chapter in the Quran called the Israelites?
I think people just got to be mad.
Where did that come from?
People just want to be mad about anything. Something.
You got to have something.
You're already pissed off about how things are going on in your life, so why not just jump on the bandwagon somewhere?
Motherfuckers gotta have some. Motherfuckers can't just
you can't
work
have
and
some
go to
peace.
fuck home.
You can't just be nice
and not know that there's a whole war going on outside of your yard. Motherfuckers can't do that.
Nah.
Motherfuckers can't do that.
A lot of it is misdirected aggression. So like in America, right, like you've got social class wars and all that, right? But you want to, like, people in America are so quick to like hitch their voice, because we do have this presumption of privilege in this country. So we have this like chip on our shoulder where we're like, we gotta help out the little people. But what people don't realize is that you're fucking inciting riots, you're like doing these marches, and truly the shit that you actually should be directing your aggression towards is your own politicians, is your own like,
put all this energy into this shit that's going on that's not on your soil.
And unfortunately,
you want to put all this energy into shit that's going on overseas. Yeah, I support this. So what are you doing about here? Like, you're getting fucked in your education. You're getting fucked with wages.
But that's part of the plan. That's why everything is the way it is, because we've ruined ourselves with the terrible public education system that creates drones and mass followers and not thinkers and people that are problem solvers. It creates people that want to shut down and not think. And that's where our biggest problem is as a species right now, is that like so many people are like, oh yeah, I'm right on this. well, what about this, this, and this? Well, I'm right, and we're not gonna talk about those things.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what fact you might show someone, they're not gonna
Or the
consider it a
fact you showed
fact.
and offended them some kind of way.
Well, just even
facts,
disagreeing with people,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
take offense at.
And
You
it
know what I
depends
mean?
on the source because there's really no true like actual factual journalism now in America. So it's like everything is either slighted to be one red or blue. So it's like, what is the fact that you're stating? Because there's going to be an adversarial. There's going to be like There's always
your side's gonna
you know
be
what I'm
right
saying?
depending on what you're looking
But
at.
it's all binary.
I got you.
I got lost in the sauce for it. I'm like, what the fuck am I trying to say? Yeah.
It's that it's all binary, and I'm politically non-binary, and everybody wants to make their belief systems binary. Like, well, I think this, so that means X, Y, and Z. You know, like, I'm one of these, that means X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Like, they don't fucking buck the system. If the powers that be inside of their little thought bubble tells them to think this, then that's what they think. And nobody ever says
It's just-
what's going on here. They all just say, okay, yeah, I'm one of these, so therefore I think this.
I should be in this category.
You know,
and I think it's also the human need to be a part of something.
Yes, like we have the luxury of having freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Americans
really.
are constantly.
No,
no, but we do. Like we can get up
We
and
kind
we
of-
can
we're
say.
constantly
We kinda
losing
do.
it.
It's
kinda
true.
You know, they just
but-
locked a guy up for 10 years for posting a meme about Hillary Clinton.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
The dude who got locked up that was interviewed on Tucker,
Yeah.
he's getting locked up for 10 years because he posted a meme
Well, was it
around.
threatening? Was it like a
No,
like,
it was
threatened her?
it was a joke. It was text this number to vote for Hillary. You don't have to go in to vote. Text this number to vote for Hillary.
Oh, but see,
And-
that has a greater implication that you're like, it's like,
Yes, but
it like has to do with voter fraud and shit like that, right? Like
It's
that's
a
why
spoof account that nothing serious is coming from.
people are so stupid.
It's like
they
Bruce's
think it's
Millions.
true.
Vote for no one.
But the government did all the research during the case against the guy
Yeah.
to see who actually fell for it, and no one did. They
hadn't heard
subpoenaed
about
all the text rep messages
He
to
got
that
sent to jail
numbers.
for that
and all
shit?
stuff. Yeah, he's going for 10 years because he fucked with
10
Hillary
fucking
Clinton.
years.
Because we have a weaponized justice department in this
Well,
country.
that's true.
And
We've known that forever.
right, but it's rampant at this point. Like, it's dictatorial and authoritarian. And you know, if this show was bigger, they'd come after us. Like,
Sure.
we get to say it until we get big, and then they'll come after us, just like Russell Brand or fucking
Yeah.
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah.
Like, because we sit on here, we try to talk about real shit, and we don't toe a line ideologically.
Still
like,
talk that shit though. Fuck
that's
those motherfuckers.
that's
Ah,
that's right.
say
That's
it,
why I've
dude,
got a
say it,
Kennedy
dude.
24 shirt on. When
Come
you
on,
take
they
me
won't.
right, you can come and fucking take me away.
Come
But that's
over
all
here.
you got. That's all you're gonna do to stop me.
Go out in the street.
That's right. Well, we'll have, you know,
Go
you're
out
not
the
going to
street,
get me
do this
away.
shit.
Know what I'm saying?
Record from another neighbor's house. Fuck it.
Oh, we going to go full pirate on them?
Go to McDonald's.
Be loading up from a
We'll do
fucking...
the shit at McDonald's, motherfucker. Sway. We got the
Look,
answers,
had
bitch.
the happy camper always on the move.
Be right up. No, we just go right over there in the corner. Be like, yo, what's up, Tiffany? Yeah, we'll be back over there. Booth 17. You already know. Setting up. You want to slide through? You can. Shout out to Matt MCD. You know what I
Give
mean?
me a number
Whatever.
4.
Yeah, slide them on in here. You know what I mean? Hook a brother up. Sell caramel Sunday. Appreciate you.
Now you're talking. We're going to have Caramel Sundays and do the episode here.
Shit, yeah,
with
hell
these.
yeah. That sounds luscious as fuck.
But,
bro.
yeah.
I don't know, you bring up an interesting point in terms of like what we can get away with and not get away with in like public forums like podcasts like this. Like it makes me think of like fucking like Lenny Bruce, right? Like he was that comedian that constantly got arrested for
Yup.
cussing on stage. And any kind of like political talk, like he would just get dragged off by the fucking 5-0 in the middle of his sets
Yep.
constantly. I think he was charged like 19 different times. Took it all the way up to the Supreme
They
Court.
ruined his life.
How long ago was that? That was like what?
The
in the
50s.
fucking 50s?
It's in the 50s.
That wasn't that long ago, really, when you think about it.
Right, but we've gone through a swing, a cycle swing. The pendulum has swung and it has swung back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we are now rampantly flying towards that, when back in the day, the party that would have been for Lenny Bruce's free speech is now 100% against it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like Democrats or Republicans, but Democrats are absolutely the authoritarian anti-free speech of the two
Yeah.
at this point. So, guess what? I can't support them. You know what I mean? RFKJ is the only one that ever says shit like I say about
shit
this.
With COVID happened,
Dude, fuck
after
that party.
shit happened, where they was fucking taking accounts away, and then the shit's actually coming out saying, yes, the government, they did call us and tell us that we needed to do this.
They made us.
Like, come on
so
now.
much
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. They've lied and they've pushed.
They literally picked 6 feet out of a hat. They were just like,
Yeah, yeah.
let's tell everybody's.
Well, no, what it was,
Keep
they were
away from each other.
10 or 12 was what was really.
Doctors were like, okay.
10 or 12 was really what was going to be good, but
Let's
then
do
the
the average.
merchants were like, nah, we can't go with 12. We need it to be at least like 5.
Because that means people are going to be out the door. We're not going to have enough people in the store.
Exactly. We got to get people through the doors, man.
And it still fucked
crazy
everything up. The
shit.
whole economy got shot to shit. That tanked real quick, too.
Well, you know, and
Shutting
people's
the
fertility
fucking
rates are
world
dropping
down.
like crazy. It was like
That's the other thing, yeah.
it was
That's
a
happening too
thing.
now,
It was
too.
a thing being done to control the population. Everybody wants to act like that's like, oh, that can't be what it is. It was just a oops. No, it wasn't an oops. It was an intentional fucking. We will kill you all slowly, one way or
But
another.
I also think it
Yeah,
was
but that's
because
kind of a backfire because you send everybody in the house, they're gonna do more fucking.
No, it's
No,
not.
look.
When your fertility rate drops, you can do all the
Yeah.
fucking you want. Nobody gets pregnant.
now look. Here's
the
the
COVID shot had like
here's the other thing
crazy
to it.
consequences to women's
see.
reproductive
Look,
systems.
here's the other thing with all
And
that
it's
shit
bad
too.
sperm too. People that didn't get vaccinated are selling their sperm for high dollars.
Yeah, I can beat off in a cup.
Get up
and
on
make
that, Mike.
bank.
Get up
Oh,
on
I'm
that,
about
Never
to-
got
dog.
vaccinated?
Fuck no. Fuck no. I told everybody on this bitch I will never fuck with that shit. Because it didn't make sense to me. Like, you telling me that this shit came from a lab. Then you telling me that fucking 6 months later now all of a sudden you got a vaccine that's supposed to fucking help everybody out. But then you want to try to push it on people. You're like, yo, we'll give you free this, we'll give you this, we'll give you this. When you gotta do that, that tells me that, oh wait a minute, y'all just trying to see who's actually gonna fall in line right now is what's gonna happen. Then you put it to where if you don't take it, you're gonna get fired from your job.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your
wait a
livelihood.
minute, so you're gonna threaten people with their
Authoritarian.
fucking livelihood, their money. Is they gotta go to work and you're saying they have to do this to go to work.
I know.
Like that's fucked up. Like the guys at my job, they was all asking me like, yo, what if they say that we have to do this? Then I just ain't gonna have this job no more, bro. Like I'm
I
not
know
fucking
I know nurses that.
I'm not falling in line with this shit because it doesn't make sense to me. Like the flu, they don't force the flu shot on you. They say, hey, you're good. Get your flu shot if you want to get it. Get your flu shot. If they would have came out and said, hey, we got this COVID shot. We think it should do the trick. If you want it, here it is. It would have probably been better. But these motherfuckers wanted to force something on you
That's
and shove
not
it down
how
your fucking throat.
authoritarian.
I mean, I did it just so I
works.
could travel to the Bahamas. Like
I did it to go to 2 concerts in D.C.
Yeah.
He
And,
he was forced to.
He was forced to.
He
Yeah, I
had
was
to.
browbeaten into it by the women that were in my life at the time. You know, like
Like,
my
I
lady
had-
friend, my
I
mother.
had motherfuckers
My
telling me, like,
coworkers.
you know, I had my peoples and all them. They all got the shot and fucking whatnot. Like fucking, we went to Puerto Rico.
That shit fucked a couple, like a lot of people.
Lot of
Yeah,
people.
a
That
lot of
fucked me
people.
up. It
Lots
fucked me up
of
for a
people.
long
But
time.
it
made my
doesn't
arm hurt for days.
It doesn't get reported.
Dude, I had 2 periods a month for 6 months after the first time I got fucking vaccinated. And
Yeah,
I was like,
fuck that
I went to
noise.
my OBGYN and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And she was like, no, for real, did you just get vaccinated? And I was like, yeah, like 3 or 4 months ago. And I've been, like, I've had 2 periods every fucking month. And she's like, okay. She's like, I have to report this to the CDC because this is a
There's-
thing.
yeah.
And nobody's acknowledging
They
it.
don't.
That's
So
right.
she had me sign all this shit
It doesn't
saying
fit
that
the
I was
narrative.
like okay with being part of a case study.
But see, here's the other
Because
thing.
they were refusing to acknowledge.
There's
how I was
even
fucking
more to
women
it
up.
because
It's so much deeper. Everything's not acknowledged. If
Yeah.
it doesn't fit the narrative, it's not acknowledged.
Josh Verboten had mentioned this. Me and her was talking about it because she didn't get hers either, and she was like, you know, I also think that they wanted to see how many motherfuckers would fall in line if we say do this. How many motherfuckers are gonna actually fall in line, and listen to what the fuck the government's telling them to fucking
Yeah.
do. And when they're like, oh shit, not enough motherfuckers are falling in line, they're like, oh, you need to have herd
Well, it's like less
immunity,
than
whatever.
3% are boosted at this point,
Yeah.
and nobody's playing a ball game anymore. Like
Yeah.
they have
I've gotten it
ruined.
3 fucking times. I got the 1 shot, I got 1 booster, and I've had it 3 times. Like, what exactly did I get? in
Nothing.
last year?
You got nothing,
Nothing.
but
Yeah.
probably
Whatever chemical
some
they put
sort
in
of
you.
disease that we're all going to die from sooner than later.
I'm waiting for them to hit the alarm to cut everybody on that took the shot. Like there's an alarm. There's gonna be a frequency that triggers you,
People at work
and
say
the
that-
fucking zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse gonna happen.
That like nationwide phone testing
There you go.
emergency
Yeah, see
thing.
that thing. Look, I thought that was gonna be it.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
thought
an
it was
Amber
gonna be
Alert.
it.
My boy at work was like, we're gonna turn into zombies.
Yeah, I was waiting for
Oh my
motherfuckers to start
gosh,
coming out the
shit.
ground.
Well, I don't.
Get me, bro. They ain't gonna get me.
I don't think it's going to work on
Yeah,
me.
you got too much shit in you.
I don't think it's going to work on me.
Yeah.
though. 'Cause I took like 4.5 months, something like that, between the shots. The only 2 that I had.
Yeah.
Because they were like, come back in 4 weeks, and I was like, "Pfft, All right, maybe I'll come back a few months after my arm quits hurting.
See, like I
Fuck
went
you.
when we were going to Puerto Rico,
Sick
we
as
had to
fuck.
register with the Puerto Rican government and tell them that we were coming and that we were not vaccinated, right?
I never would have gone, bro.
But look, that we had to take a test to show that we were fucking, you know, clean. So when we go to take this test, right, we're talking to the nurse in there, and the nurse is like, "Hey, what's going on? Y'all are going out the country, aren't you?" And we're like, "Yeah." She's like, "Look, don't take this shot." She's like, "The girls here, some of the girls here that took it, it's so many fucking side effects, and they're not talking about it.
Yep.
Even the side effects that didn't happen afterwards, like." Not immediately, but a year or two later.
Oh, yeah.
There's one dude
What do you
I
mean,
know
like young athletes dropping dead of
with
heart attacks?
Yep.
Yeah,
Then
that's
you had-
happening all over the place.
Yeah, you got
and
this
they don't
one
want to act
dude-
like it's real.
Yeah, this one dude that I knew, or Doc Verboten knew, had some form of cancer, some special form of cancer, pop up.
Developed from the
It
disease,
developed-
from
and
the
they
vaccine.
said it
Yep.
came from the shot. The shot is what brought this on. So his death is like in some kind of study now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
dude.
Yep.
it's fucking ridiculous. Like so much happened, but they don't say nothing about it. Like Fauci right now, he's under the fucking gun right now. He's in fucking courts going back and forth, but you don't see that shit about him in courts.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it because that would be admitting fault.
Yeah.
It would be admitting that, oh, maybe we did something that we shouldn't have done.
Yeah, exactly.
And like there's nobody that claims Democrat or Republican that has the balls to admit they made a mistake. Mm-hmm. If you lay claim that that's your party, whether you vote for them or you're actually working for them, you don't have the balls to admit there's
See,
a fucking
here's
problem.
here's the ass kicker to it all, though. You still got these commercials that pop up talking about, yo, get vaccinated, get this. Moderna got to do shot.
That's why
this
you gotta
pill.
vote RFKJ, because when RFKJ gets elected, he's gonna make it against the law for Big Pharma to have advertising. And that is one of the many things that we need and have needed for a very, very long time.
They need to be able to get
he
sued.
says.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. Everybody wants to act like everybody wants to act like, oh man, RFKJ's not going to do shit. Like, well, here's the thing. He's not Trump and he's not Biden. What the fuck else do you need?
Yeah.
Like seriously, what else do you need to vote for somebody?
That's
He's
how it ended
not
up
one of the two.
happening. That's how Biden's ass got in there. He's not Trump. Let's get him. He's the only other thing that was there.
Right. I don't care.
Even though there was third party, I voted third party on that
I would
ticket.
vote for a zit on the ass of Kamala Harris before I would vote for Trump or fucking Joe Biden. I'd
Left
literally
cheek, right
vote
cheek.
for the left cheek pimple that has a face and talks and has a greater command of the English language than Kamala Harris does.
Nah.
Like, there's anybody is better. Okay?
The
So,
shit's
like, just
just
because
fuck.
RFKJ has good ideas and talks about things and actually
That's the
seems like he
thing.
maybe actually alters his opinion
That's
when
why
he
I
gets
fuck
new
with him.
information.
That's why I fuck with him.
Exactly my point. And he is not Trump and he is not Biden.
I also fuck with him because he was one of the cats that they censored. They censored him, and he was talking about. He got a book out. I haven't even got past the first chapter yet. I still got to finish reading that motherfucking book.
This is RFK's book.
Yeah. About Fauci, the real Anthony Fauci, and the beginning of the shit, he breaks it all down and shit. And I'm like, yo, this is stuff. Some of the stuff I had already known. Like when back in the '80s.
Well, you know, he was the bad guy in
With the AIDS
that Dallas
epidemic.
Buyers Club. He was the guy that was forcing everybody to take AZT, which was a drug that was supposedly was not going to kill you, but AZT absolutely was killing people. Like Arthur Ashe had AIDS and didn't want to take AZT, but his doctors made him, and he died almost immediately when he was a strong, virulent man prior to that.
And see, also with Fauci, well, he was back with that big fucking deal with, I think it was aspirin that got tainted with the HIV virus, whatever. And instead of them destroying the medicine, he shipped that shit off to Africa because they needed to make a profit.
It was
off
a
the
vaccine
fucking,
of some sort.
Yeah, it had to ship that shit off. He's like, yo, we got to make money.
Yeah.
It's an interview with this motherfucker saying, yo, we did this and because we needed money.
See, and this is the thing where people want to fight and complain about capitalism and shit, and I'm like, you know, capitalism in this context is very bad.
Yes.
Like this is horrific shit.
But then you also have the capitalism that works for you. Like you got small business owners that had, you know, started in the garage.
But it's a part of freedom. It's all a part of freedom. And if you have the freedom to make decisions based on reality, then like everything's all good. You're not being misled.
Yeah.
And like the state wants to mislead us constantly to get us to do what they want us to do so that they can continue to have the things that they want to have to maintain their big oligarchs. The oligarchs that run the fucking industrial military complex. That's the primary reason we're in war all the time, always, everywhere. We're a banana republic, and people say that the banana republic is something that's held up by one export. Well, what's our one export? War, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's our fucking export.
Oh, we produce mass weapons of mass destruction like it ain't nobody's business. The whole reason we got this shit going on right now, let's get rid of our old inventory so we can build the new inventory.
That's
so we can have
exactly why we left everything behind in Afghanistan.
Why the fuck do we need to take this shit back now?
Plus, we need to help arm up the rest of the world so we have somebody to fight.
Yeah. They changed the shit up now to where the army, if you want to go into the armed forces, you don't have to be vaccinated now. They're taking that away because they don't have enough people fucking joining up.
They're gonna have to do a draft sooner than later if they want to really have it happening.
That's why I'm glad I'm aged out of it.
Well, when World War III starts, guys like us are gonna
35.
guys like us that are gonna get called up when everybody else is dead.
I'll sit right
We're gonna be the second or third line of defense.
I'll sit right the fuck there.
Well, yo, your boy ain't gonna be old enough.
I'm just gonna be here holding it down at home.
Here's the thing. Because my son is the only son that I have with my last name, they can't take him.
Yeah, they ain't gonna take
That's
his ass.
true.
You're acting like things are gonna be followed.
Oh, I know it's not gonna be followed.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, you really think they're gonna follow the fucking rules like that
Oh,
when the
absolutely
world
not.
is burning and everything's on
Fuck
fire?
no. They're gonna say, hey, you need to go.
You're all going.
You
Oh,
kiss
can you
my
do
ass.
this? You're going. That's what they're gonna do.
You can send me over.
Then they're gonna show up with flamethrowers and kill you if you don't go. Bro, I'm telling you, it's a sci-fi dystopian novel that we're stuck in the middle
I'm
of.
cooking motherfucker, then I'm gonna smell
I hear you, dog.
great.
I hear you, though. Cold dead
Chocolate
fingers,
fucking
bitch.
goodness.
Know what I'm saying? Like, it's on. Like,
Some fucking steamy, salty balls, bitch. Here you go. Put these in your mouth while you sit there thinking about it, because you ain't got nobody fucking fighting for your shit. Because that's really going to stir the pot up over here. Oh, you talk about, civil unrest. It's something boiling right
it's
now.
already
boiling.
out of
It's
control,
already
son.
there.
It's already
It's
there.
just taking that one joint to make everybody cohesively be one fucking entity focused on one fucking thing.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to snap, and there's going to be 7,000 non-cohesive entities all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck wild.
Because fucking people are ignorant. We are ignorant species.
Once control snaps, it's going to be hard to get it back.
It's the purge.
I mean, it's going to be bigger than that. Because the purge is on some, like, here's a limitation, and everybody's in agreement. Oh, we'll just go buck wild for this day. Nah, dog. Once shit hits the fan, once the fucking EMP gets blasted, and like there's no electricity anywhere.
The youngins, we're the generation.
They already
in between.
wild, son.
We're the in between generation. We know how to handle shit when shit don't fucking work, and we know how to fucking deal with shit when it does work. We seen what it was to what it is, so we can handle some shit. The younger generations are gonna be fucked. The older generation, they ain't gonna want to deal with shit. They say like, all right, fuck y'all.
I don't know, but I think it's all fucked.
Oh yeah, we are. But it is what it is.
I think it's all good and fucked.
I'm gonna enjoy my motherfucking life.
I mean, that's why I'm gonna start making porno, bro. Fuck the bullshit.
I'm gonna start selling my motherfucking unvaccinated sperm. Fuck
You
it.
might as well. How much you get for the nut?
I think it's $1,000.
$1,000 a nut?
Yeah, dude, you should.
That dick be sore, man.
There's gonna be raw in the
Yeah, bro.
motherfucker here.
I'd be dropping 2 off a month at
I'm
least.
gonna have to get some cocoa butter.
2 a month?
Cocoa
least.
butter or
Every
some-
other day, man.
They probably have a
$1,000.
limitation. They probably limit you. They're like, you got to get some more sperm before you come down here
I
and bust
wonder
off
if it's
again.
by state. I'm gonna have to
You
look
can't have
this
all
up.
this worn out, been busting off every day
You gotta
sperm.
be able-
Because no, think about it. If I drink enough water, you know what I'm saying?
They gotta let you get in there at least twice a month.
I don't know, bro. I'll bet you there's limitations.
I mean, what?
Twice a month at most, I'll bet you.
God damn, that ain't.
How many times can I donate sperm?
God damn, it should be every other day. If you really need to get up in there.
They don't want it like
because
that.
of population, like density, like you can only do it so many times because
In certain
one
places, too.
Area,
Oh, god damn, they don't.
That's what I'm saying. I just go state to state.
Yeah, you just gotta go all over the
Beat off twice here in VA.
Man, that's a lot of
Go up to
drive.
Maryland, beat off another 2 times.
If you- if
head
you-
up to New York.
If you hit it right, you can make 100,000 a year, no problem.
You can donate between 1 to 2 times per week and earn an average of up to $4,000 in 6 months.
Oh shit, I'm gonna beat the fuck off like a
That
champion.
dick be sore.
That's on an advertisement in Virginia Beach. Like,
I'm going down to Val Beach and I'm beating off like a champ.
There you go,
I'm
spackling.
coming in the door spackling. Yo, get the cup ready. Get the cup ready, bitch.
You guys, did you know that there's a minimum height requirement in Virginia for sperm donors?
What's the height? I know I got it.
5'8" or taller.
Oh yeah, they need the right specimens.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
they don't need
Nah,
no little
bitches are picky.
Oh, you might have aged out of this shit too, boo. It says you gotta be between the ages of 19 and 35.
That's cool. Fuck, I'm still my sperm's still good on the black market. I'll beat off of the black market cup. Shit, fuck that.
You're gonna be right back.
Bring me that solo and a turkey
got
baster,
it right
girl.
in a Ziploc bag right here for you, bro.
Yeah.
Right out back.
There you go. I got that eighth. You want that
Nah,
eighth?
just
You
bust
want
off
the
in a
eighth?
condom and give her the condom. Turn
Out there by
that bitch
Sandra.
inside out and
I
have at
didn't
it.
know that
Come right back.
gay men can't donate.
Yeah, it's because of
Because of the fucking sexually transmitted diseases. They still
STDs.
Well, they just changed the law so that gay men actually this past year they changed the laws that you can be gay and donate blood.
I mean, if they're
Before
testing
this
everything, why
fucking
not,
year, they
right?
didn't
But,
allow
yeah.
gay
Testing
men
it
to
on
donate
anyway.
blood.
Yep.
That's so fucked up. Like, I had one of my employees, my little favorite gay boy employee, he was like all excited to go to the donor thing this year at work. He was like, I get to donate blood for the first time. I was like, what? For the first time?
The AIDS epidemic fucked the motherfuckers up because they didn't understand the shit. They didn't have no clue.
Fucking crazy though. Like,
They was like,
somebody
oh, that's the-
dying,
that's-
like,
that's-
oh no, you like dick in your ass? Like, I
That
don't
was
want
that,
your
that was the
blood.
gay disease
What
back
the
then when it
fuck?
first came out.
Yeah, they were
that
trying
was a
to-
big fucking thing all over shit.
I know
man.
way
CIA
more
created-
disgusting STD-ridden bitches than I do gay men, by the way.
Yeah,
As long
man.
as you point them out and say, hey, look, don't fuck with that bitch.
I would.
It's a lot easier.
I would look out. I would look out. I would
It's
look
in your
out.
service.
It's a
You're the
lot
only
easier.
single one in the room. I would look out for you.
Thank you. It's a lot easier to talk a dude into sticking his dick into a vajayjay with no rubber on than a booty hole.
True.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. First thing written down.
Okay, what you got?
Do obese. Now, when I'm talking about obese, I'm talking about like 500 plus.
Yeah, the
Do they-
600 pound life.
Yeah. Do they think about fucking?
They should.
Yes.
Why wouldn't they? They're human.
Because they can't fuck.
They can't fuck. They can fuck.
Men or women or both.
It just takes a bit to
Either
get
of them.
there, depending on how big they
Yes.
are.
Yes.
Everybody thinks about fucking. I wouldn't say everybody. There's some asexual
But them
motherfuckers
500,
that don't.
600, there's
Most.
a lot of food, but you gotta pull back
That's all right.
That's how they do
to get a
it.
hold of something.
That's why I try to limit the size of who I'm involving myself with. Fortunately, my automobile does that for me.
Yeah, you got to.
Oh my God, you're asshole.
I got a
Hey,
limitation.
they got a chubby fucking show going to be at the fucking joint. That's at like 8:30.
A what? What is it?
It's like a chubby show with the shorties.
I was,
Chubby girls.
I was looking through the shit. A lot of that
I'm
shit's
not
happening.
going to this shit all weekend or
No,
like,
I am.
He's gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there all day on Saturday, girl.
He's gonna be all day, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get my dick sucked on
I
Chatterbait.
need one of y'all to attend Face Sitting 101
That's
and
not
take
till
notes
Sunday.
for me. Because I just want to know.
That's on
I don't
Sunday's schedule.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
I missed
nobody's
that
gonna
one.
do
Yeah.
that one. All right. Well, there's a couple other little shits I'm gonna send you.
Oh,
I'm gonna
awesome.
keep you. I'm gonna keep you busy, babe.
So we need to like learn about.
So
can
you
go
actually
to-
need to go over and
you
do
can go to a
homework.
porn
You gotta do
expo.
homework.
I'm the kind of bitch. I'll let you go to a porn expo, but you're gonna bring back notes.
I'm just gonna
on
go look
how
at some fucking naked midgets and shit. Now all of a sudden I got notes and homework and
Yeah,
shit.
you got to go
Damn.
learn about how you can have your
Just gonna
face
go
sat
stare at
on.
people and shit. Now I gotta do shit.
Yes,
God
I got
damn
an itinerary for you, baby.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, give him some directions.
Okay, listen. So Friday, 6:25 to 7 is breaking into the business. So that's the first thing on the docket.
Okay, I need you to take notes for me on that too.
At 6:30
You already
to
said
7.
you already said you're not jumping into business.
Listen,
girl.
hold on, look. 6:30 to 7. Sexuality, neurodiversity, and disability.
That's
Oh man, that's all up your alley, dog. Handicapped chicks.
And then look, here we go.
Oh my
Here we go.
God.
6:45, I Heart BBW Curvy Fashion Show. So I'll be at that. All right.
The BBW Curvy Fashion
Yeah,
Show.
because you're gonna be at fucking breaking into the business from 6:25 to 7. I'll be at the BBB.
I'll be over there
Big
with live
Booty.
over
All
there.
right,
BB.
at 6:45.
See what kind of lingerie they got going on.
At
Yeah,
7
buddy.
o'clock, you got Claire Faye's featured performance. Main stage. Let's see what she's doing. She won Exxxotica Trophy. Okay, whatever. Then you got loyal fans overview from 7:05 to 7:35. There's some dude named Dick Transdyke. He's got a featured performance.
Transdyke.
a good name.
That's a great name.
Good name.
I don't think we'll be there for that one. It says
Yeah, might
a
skip that
cheeky risque to titillate all your senses.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit too much here. I think.
Titillate.
What is this one? Citra Mom Productions presents.
Central Mom.
What is it?
Don't get excited.
Circuit Mom Productions presents. I don't know what this is. Confetti covered chaos to bars, club, mass venues, theaters. Okay. Then at 7:35, 8:44, exploring healthy self-imagining and sexuality, or self-imaging and sexuality. Okay. And love yourself. Oh, hey, look, 7:40 to 8:20.
That's more of that, like, identifying as Big Cock Jones.
Yeah, it's Big Cock Jones.
I'm
shit.
Big
Sounds
Cock
like-
Jones out here.
Yeah, that sounds like
So
it.
look, here, 7:40 to 8:20. Go kink yourself. Incorporating BDSM.
Baby.
Hey, look, we gonna be
Some
there.
big ass women.
Yeah, ain't
Oh
nothing
my
wrong with that.
God.
Look, see, people keep on sleeping on big people. Don't sleep on them. Sleep with them.
What are you looking at?
What?
What are you looking at over there?
The schedule. She's looking at the schedule that I'm looking at right now. Ain't
You don't
you?
think I have a invested interest on what you're gonna be doing at a fucking sex porn?
Lauren Lotus is her
weekend?
featuring at 7:45. She
already-
is a showstopper
I
showgirl.
do want you to go to this one, babe.
Oh, there's a twerk contest at 8.
Go kink yourself.
Yeah, the
Incorporating
BDSM, told you.
into self-pleasure. I think you need to go to that one.
There's your notes.
BDSM into my self-pleasure.
Yep.
I'll self-pleasure. I'll do.
I need
fine
someone
with
to-
She's
that.
talking about for her.
Ooh, this
Oh.
one's good too. Intimate Interlude 101. This seminar will discuss pleasure points being penetrated through the sound of music. I'm intrigued.
Hey, there's a beginner guide to swinging.
You don't need to go to that one.
No, I'm telling Mason, there's a beginner guide to swinging.
I don't want to swing. I'm trying to do porno and not have like a relationship with someone that I go bang people
Now
with.
look, hold on. You got an
Sex
American
and
study.
cannabis.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna talk about
That's
stoner
9
dick.
to 9:55.
Stoner dick.
Stoner dick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about stoner. Hey, the art of erotic touch.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then let's see, Fairly Lynn's performance. She's combining burlesque, erotic critique, filthy floor work. All right, that's gonna be interesting. Filthy floor work. What the fuck is filthy? I wonder how
That's
dirty it is.
What is chatterbait?
that's hopefully strip
It's a
club
website you jerk off on and people
Strip
watch.
club.
Tip you.
Ah, okay.
performance.
Gotcha.
Oh, hey, here you go. Rubber doll fetish and kink feature performance at 9:30.
Does that mean somebody's going to bang a rubber doll on the stage?
Yes, here. Rubber dolls.
I can do a lot, but I don't know if I can get my dick hard on stage to fuck a rubber doll in front of a group
I
of
mean, if you
people.
take Viagra,
That's a real bitch with just
That's
like
a-
rubber doll toys.
No, that's a
attached to
whole.
her.
I think that's a whole rubber doll. Just
That's
looks
a rubber
like,
doll?
yeah,
That's a whole rubber doll bitch.
Yeah, it is.
Goddamn, we got fucking.
They're expensive as
We
shit.
might as well retire. As
They're
a set.
They're like $1,400, $1,500 for these motherfuckers.
I've been retired.
Women just step down. There's a rubber doll that can do that, honey.
Nia Nebula is at
Tell you
9:45.
what, these blowjob
that.
machines are kind of intriguing to me.
Oh, fuck that.
I'm gonna have to get me a blowjob machine.
Yo, there's a dude I worked with says he
Don't
loved
do that.
his.
I'll bet.
This dude I worked with,
And it
man.
ruins you for every
God
other bitch
damn it.
working
Look,
her ass off.
This
Fuck
look,
those
hold on,
bitches.
hold on, look.
those bitches.
Fuck those bitches.
I'm one of those bitches.
You are not. I'm not having sex with you. You ain't blowing me.
I'm just saying in general. That's
the
like.
dude-
If I get
Look.
one of those machines, I'll tell you not to
This
hook
is-
you up with, hook me
no.
up with any of your friends.
No.
I got the blowjob machine, so I'm ruined for all your friends. Keep them away from me.
That's what
But
I'm
I
saying.
haven't
It does-
gotten
it
there
ruins
yet.
y'all.
I appreciate that.
And then women internalize that shit, and they're like, "Why can't we get them off?" And
Look.
it's like, "Oh, because we're not the pussy
The
plug
dude-
5,000."
look.
It's because you're not good. You ain't good at
No,
sucking dick, girl.
that is not the case,
Look.
motherfucker.
The dude that I
Don't
worked
even get me
with.
started. I will die on this
All I'm
hill.
telling you
Look.
is that I've had multiple blowjobs by multiple different girls, and the tiers in quality are steep.
Okay, but you don't see women sitting out here being like, "I don't need no man. I got my rose." Because trust me, the rose infinitely better.
They
than
don't
me.
talk about it, but we
I
all
get
got
that.
it. They
I
got
get
it.
that.
But-
That's fine.
But we can
like,
still get off with you by us using the rose and shit. But y'all like desensitize your dicks to the point that you need like super sucker 5,000, like
Nah,
whatever.
but look,
All right,
look,
hold on,
hold on,
hold on. We gotta bring this episode to a close.
We're coming back,
running up
ladies
out
and
of
gentlemen.
time.
We're coming back.
We are totally coming back to
We're
this.
coming back to
Hold
it.
that thought where you are. I hate to do
Stay tuned.
I hate to do teasers on y'all, but
To
you
be
know,
continued.
I'm a teasing ass motherfucker. So, all
On 804.
right, write it down or something.
My
That's gonna be here.
Remember where we are. The Jew left because Jew Boo was talking too much shit. Ladies
I
and
got
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Be nice to people that look like you. Be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
Little bits by little bits, ladies and gentlemen, keep moving forward.
And fuck bitches that don't feel like the Super Sucker 5000.
We're going to get back to that Super Sucker 5000.
Yeah, we will get to the Super Sucker
804.
5000.
Off the bat.
Like, this is just
Stay
getting
tuned.
started, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday's episode is going to be even crazier than this one. We want to thank you again for listening. We want to encourage you to, like, share, subscribe. If you want to get a copy of 1984 or A Brave New World, I got all kinds of copies of these motherfuckers. I'll mail them to you. Just holler at your boy and ask me. Give me a
There you
motherfucking
go.
email address. Hit me up on email or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I will totally send one to you. Just give me an address, a P.O. Box, bitch. It's all
There it
good.
is.
So, we like to get down. We appreciate you riding with us here on this
Love
rickety
y'all.
ship. Want to encourage you to listen to old episodes.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, keep grinding on this shit that you're trying to get done, because that is how things
We
get done.
believe in you.
That's right. Don't forget, we love you very,
Love
very
y'all.
much. We wish you nothing but the best. Peace be with you.
Gone.